Hello, YouTube. It's been a little while. I hope everyone who celebrates Thanksgiving here in the United States had a wonderful holiday. I'm excited. I got my lights up. We had the outside lights on for a while, but I finally got the tree up this weekend and got my lights on today. And then my lights in my dining room. I kind of do the same thing every year, but I love my lights. So now I'm just sitting here with my faux fireplace. You wouldn't mind, but I have a fireplace. We just never used it because it needs to be lined. I guess it doesn't need to be, but safety says line it, and I'm a safety girl. So in any case, so I'm just sitting here enjoying my lights. And it's very inspiring for me to do that. I find it's relaxing, and when I'm relaxed and I can really just sit in quiet and feel at peace, that's usually when my greatest inspirations come through. How about you? Sorry. Papa, stop licking, honey. Stop licking. That's no good for you, baby. That's no good for you. Yes, and Mama loves. Sorry, it's my dog. He just turned 8. My papa. He's officially gotten older than me. It's official now. I'm not the oldest. Anyway. Sorry, I think that's funny. Inspiration. What is inspiration? Right? I wanted to just talk about that a little bit in this video because it's that spark, right? It's what lights up your soul, your heart, words, semantics. But ultimately, we all know when we're inspired. And inspiration doesn't have to be like, oh my God, this is my life's purpose, or even, it doesn't have to be to the level of passion. It could just be, I'm inspired with this because it puts a smile on my face. It makes me happy, right? Inspiration comes in all shapes and sizes. Much like every emotion, we experience them on a spectrum. But inspiration is one that really fills our cup. And you hear me talk about that on occasion, about filling your cup. It's important to really make sure that you're filling your cup, giving back to yourself. Because we're only as good for others as we are for ourselves first. So we don't want to deplete ourselves. And there's a lot of reasons why people may fall into that and feel like, sometimes it's not even a feeling like it's an obligation to be giving all the time. Sometimes it's just we don't think otherwise. I know I was like that. I love giving to people. I love doing for people. I know what it feels like to be broken, I guess. To really feel sad and alone. Not that I've ever truly been alone. I've had, even at my darkest hours in my life, I've always felt blessed with at least somebody. Somebody came through for me. Somebody was there. In any case, so like someone like me, I've always loved giving, doing, helping, I guess, because I know how that feels and how happy that can make somebody. Or how happy it's made me feel in my life when I've needed it most. So I've always been a giver in that sense. What I didn't realize, and this is where it's important because sometimes we go through some very harsh lessons, which are worth it if we learn the lesson, right? I would give even when I had nothing to give. And I had to learn that I mattered too, as do you. in that it's not okay to give when you have nothing to give. Because what are you giving from? You're not filling your own cup, you're depleting it. You're wearing yourself out. And that's, there are times where that's appropriate in a sense. Like, you have little kids and they're sick and you don't feel good. But obviously you're going to put your kids first, right? Hopefully. Hopefully. In any case, most of us would, I would like to think. But that is, contrary to what I'm saying. I'm sitting here saying don't do that. But when it comes to certain circumstances, it is appropriate to do. It is appropriate in that case when you are, in any case. However, there are times where we'll give to people and they won't return the favor. Those are the people we should not be depleting ourselves for. That doesn't mean we can't give, but we need to make sure that we are filling our cup first. Okay? Because I truly believe that people are not all bad. Even people that maybe do intentionally hurt others. It's typically from a hurt space. Now, that doesn't mean we give them an opportunity to do it again, right? If you get hurt, learn the lesson. However, I think what helps with healing is when we realize that this person's hurt too, because healed people don't go out and hurt people. Not without taking some level of self-accountability. So I don't have to add to that hurt, okay, by being contrary to what I preach. I don't really preach, but, you get my point. Forgiveness comes from a place of love, comes from a place of compassion. I can hold space for somebody and not allow them back in my life, right? This is just an example. Because there are people that do go out there and deliberately hurt people. We don't have to allow that to harden us as human beings. But we do need to learn the lesson. And the lesson isn't that love isn't worth my time or people are evil or... And I get it. I understand why people turn cold. Because there's a lot of pain out there. There is, for sure. There is. But there's a lot of beauty, too. And this is where inspiration is so important. We don't need others to be inspired. However, we are all kind of connected. So inspiration usually does come from some level of creation, whether by ourselves or by somebody else. Like when I draw, it's inspiring for me, not just the drawing, but it kind of opens up my brain and allows me to be inspired and to allow my brain to wander and think and just brainstorm, right? It's creative. Whenever you get into any kind of creative mode, that can be very inspiring. And if you're not doing the work yourself, observing someone else's creation can be very inspiring. Like art exhibits. And art comes in all forms. You have performance art, which can be dance, right? It can be anything from, I don't know, you think of like a stand-up comedian, right? They have to write their own work and then they perform it. And then they feed off the energy of people laughing. And it's a reciprocal type energy exchange because they're making them laugh and then that's making them feel good, right? Still art. It could be drawings, could be paintings, could be sculptures, could be architecture. It could be landscape, right? It doesn't have to be art per se, like how we would see it, but it could be woodworking. It could be ceramics. It could be anything. Anything where we put some kind of a creative spark into it or observe where someone else did and we have and hold appreciation for that. That's inspiration. And it feeds our soul. That's how we fill our cup. Filling our cup isn't just through expressions of love, whether romantic or familial or just even friendship. And I never say just, because our friendships are so important. They're all important. They are. The key is making sure it's reciprocal. And if it's not, then we are maintaining our boundaries in such a way where we're not depleting ourselves, but instead making sure that we are filling our cups and giving back to ourselves. Sometimes that's what we call self-care, right? Self-care isn't, I'll say to some people, like, what do you do for self-care? And it's like, well, I can't afford it. Self-care does not have to cost money. I mean, sometimes that's the best self-care. Like, who doesn't love a day at the spa, right? But most of us can't afford that all the time. Or travel. I love to travel, although I'm cutting myself down to like twice a year. Not just for expense purposes, but because I kind of like being home too. But I love it. And that's something that I will prioritize as I go forward in my life, because it does inspire me. I love the knowledge I gain, the connections I gain, the adventures I have. It's inspirational to me, and it doesn't have to be for you, but find what is. That's the key. That's how we keep ourselves in balance. But self-care, back to that, doesn't have to be a day at the spa. It could be a simple, I'm thirsty, let me take in either electrolytes if I need them or water. Let me sip on something that's giving back to my body. Maybe it's a good tea or something. It's not abusing yourself. If I'm feeling antsy, then I might work out, because that will help me burn some of that energy and help calm me down. Plus, working out can be very meditative in a sense. It's very grounding because you're really in your body. And it's, it's just another form, in my opinion, of meditation, because a lot of times when people are working out, their minds, again, flow. It's just, or if you're feeling a little under the weather, throw on your most comfortable clothes or PJs and cuddle up. If you need a day of relaxation or rest and you love to read, then sit with a good book. Those are all self-care. Sometimes just staying in bed a little extra time, or, sometimes it's adding in a workout. Other times it's not doing the workout because maybe you're fighting a cold or something. Being in tune with your body and paying attention to it is self-care, if you're actually giving it what it needs. So pay attention to those things. That's also filling your cup. But with regards to inspiration, it doesn't have to be, I roped the moon, right? And I don't need someone else to get it for me. It's something that we can do for ourselves, but pay attention. What lights you up? It doesn't always have to be another person, but kudos to you if it is. Just make sure that you are also being loved and honored. It's important. You're important. We all are. At least, no, we all are. And that's good. That's good. So in this holiday season, Christmas season, if you celebrate Christmas, Hanukkah season, I don't know, is that a season? I don't mean to be ignorant. But I just want everyone, regardless of what you believe, during this season, especially where it's supposed to be about a season of love, if you will, agape love, which is God love, right? That's what this season is about. It's that higher love that we have for ourselves and for others and for our Creator, if you believe in that. Just love that goes beyond. So during this season, I wish you all the inspiration in the world. I do. Take those quiet moments or those loud moments with family and whatever it is that you do. Just enjoy and try and do so mindfully, where you can really savor the moments. Be present. It's good for putting the phone down. Look at me, hypocrite. But I'm trying to work on that, like not being on my phone so much, but being present in these moments and just enjoying life. And if you don't, then sit with the wise. Don't keep avoiding if you do. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I wish for you this holiday season, is really just enjoy your life as it is, and then build onto it what you are inspired to build onto. And during that, usually we're letting go of things to make room for new. Only you can determine what it is that needs to be let go and what it is that you want to bring in. But whatever it is, make sure you're filling your cup. And I'm just wishing you all the best. And I'll talk soon. All right. Bye.